Hey, I'm Ken.
And I'm Leanne.
And this is Journeys with Ken and Leanne, and we're sitting in the kitchen right now on top of insulation. And why do we have this insulation here, Leanne?
Because they're insulating the house.
The insulators, well, the insulators showed up and they have insulated the walls and most of the ceiling. And then we had the incident that you probably just saw with the stairs, and we had to stop everything until the stairs were fixed. So the code guy said we couldn't do anything else until those stairs were fixed, and the issues with electrical and the other things that were fixed. Okay.
Are to be fixed.
To be fixed, yes.
Yeah.
So what happened was the other day we had the code guys come in and they inspected the wiring, the electrical and all that, and they have a list of stuff that needed to get fixed. A couple of things, we had some jack studs that needed to be put in over by Leanne's
they're
picture
jacks,
window.
They've got to be kings.
Kings,
right.
Yeah, king studs that have to go around the windows in the bathroom.
Right.
In the big window that Leanne had, and then there's some electrical stuff that had to be fixed, which they're working on. Hopefully next week. They started and they came in and they started working on some of it this week.
One of those smiles.
But we can't go any further with insulation and drywall until the electrical's done. So we are waiting to get that done.
Okay, so I'm standing in what will be our pantry shelves. And one thing that we're doing right now before the installation is completed and before that final inspection of the wiring is to make sure that we've got all the wiring we asked for. And you've probably seen from an earlier video, and it was way earlier, like at the end of September, because wiring actually started October 1st, is that we went around and marked everywhere we wanted receptacles and light switches and that kind of thing. Some of that's dictated by code and doors and windows and such, but where we had options, we marked what we wanted. And because we're not going to do an enclosed pantry, I'm going to have like barn wood shelves. We want a receptacle right here. There used to be a post-it note here, but then our electrician actually wrote an R there for receptacle, and we found that this is missing. And so we've got to go back and get this put in before we have the final wiring inspection.
Another thing for everyone to look at when you're building your house is to make sure your fans and your lights are in the center of the room if that's where you want them. So here's the center of our room right here. We noticed this. And if you go up, straight up, we should have a fan right here. But as you notice, it's not right there. It's a little bit off, so we're going to have to move that over one stud. Another thing we noticed was that right here where this receptacle is, we need to have the internet cable go to there also. So that's not a big deal. They told us that they would run that. That just takes them drilling where that hole is already drilled, and they'll just put another box right there. As you can see, the entire house pretty much insulated. Have all the areas insulated, including this wall right here, which is the bedroom wall. We made sure we got that insulated for soundproofing in case somebody's out in the living room and someone wants to take a nap. And let me take you into that room right there and show you some other stuff. All right, here we are in the room, and this is sitting on the corner of the bed over by the corner of the room. If you look up, that room on top of this is the grandkids' room. So we have had them insulate that for soundproofing, which is a must, I think, with the grandkids going to be up there. You'll also notice right here, we originally had the plugs right here for a TV, a drop-down TV that I'll be putting a cabinet up. And then I had to move them out to here and here. All right, that's some of the stuff that needs to get done. There is also another issue there's a discussion going on with code for the garage. The distance it has to be to not be considered attached to the house versus having that little what is it called?
The breezeway. The breezeway is roofed, and so there's an interpretation conflict about whether or not that constitutes an attached garage. So this week,
what that affects is we were not going to insulate and drywall that building there.
Right.
But if they're saying it's attached to the house, we have to put drywall, and if we put drywall, we feel we really need to have insulation in there in case down the road we want to do something with that building.
Right, and so I've researched code, and everything I find is from wall to wall, 3 feet or less is considered attached, whether it's attached or not, and we are actually 18 feet between wall to wall. If it were to be constituted as attached, by code, only the parallel walls that were closest to each other have to be insulated and sheetrocked. Cost us about probably $2,000 by the time we get insulation, sheetrock, and finished.
Yeah.
So
well, we're trying to save a little bit of money here and there. So that's an issue that hopefully will get resolved next week.
Right.
And there's a couple other issues that we're working on to see if we can get them resolved. We don't want to blast anybody on this video on that
Right,
one.
and we want everything done according to code, but
Yes.
we don't want to do more than what the code says. That's going to be costly. So
Yeah. Like we said in our last couple of videos, we have great contractor. I mean, Cherokee County has a great code section. Permitting guys, they're great guys. There's just some differences of opinion on what meets code, what doesn't. He said, she said, and we're the homeowner kind of getting stuck in the middle. So we're going to step back out of there and not argue with anybody and let them duke it out.
right, but we are going to know what the code says.
Yes, we do educate ourselves.
Right.
So. All right. Well, if this is your first time here, head on down, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and share the video.
Be sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Journeys with Ken and Leanne.
Well, it's cold, and we do appreciate you coming by, and I hope you enjoyed the journey, but we're out of here.
Yeah, can't feel my fingers or toes.
Let's go.